All right, welcome back, Vintage Gamers. Off-stream Vintage League content coming to you. I'm trying to produce a bunch of videos so that the party won't stop while I am in Four Seasons and Eternal Weekend paper vintage events. So thank you to Patreon subscriber Nameless, who is going to be funding the next two videos. This one being Oops All Spells, a deck that took Vintage by storm quite recently. And it's been putting up okay numbers. It is a very, very, very powerful combo deck, but it is also a very fragile combo deck. We have taken Medivh, who is definitely the most accomplished pilot with the deck. We've taken their list 75 out of 75. I'm not going to make any changes to it. They have definitely put in more work than I will, and so we're going to just take their ideas and do the best we can. We will have to decipher some of these one-ofs in the sideboard and figure out why they're there. But in general, the idea of the deck is quite simple. We are going to produce as much fast mana as possible to play a turn 1 Undercity Informer or Balustrade Spy. This will mill over our deck because there are no lands in our deck, putting our entire deck into our graveyard, where we will then trigger 4 Narcomoebas. They will go to the battlefield. We will sack those Narcomoebas to a Dread Return, and return Thassa's Oracle, winning the game. There's obviously some variants to that. You can, Cabal Therapy your opponent. You might need to Cabal Therapy yourself if the Dread Return or the Oracle is in your hand. There's a bunch of other things that could happen. As a backup plan, we do have a Garblin Charbelcher and no lands in our deck to deal, tap 3, deal 50 or 40 or some number in between there. And the ability to find that off of Tinker. To go with our combination cards, we have fast mana. We have spells that are actually lands. And we have protection in the form of Active Negation, Force of Will, and a couple Griefs. Post-board, things change. If opponent is bringing in a large amount of graveyard hate, we get to go up to 4 Charbelchers, and that becomes a very consistent plan B. We have Chain of Vapor to deal with said graveyard hate permanents. It looks like we are trying one Leyline of Anticipation and one Leyline of the Void to disrupt our opponents. I assume maybe on the draw against something like Mishra's Workshop, we would bring in Leyline of Anticipation. We have 4 negations for when we are on the draw against combo-oriented decks. I would think maybe Doomsday or Tinker. If we are playing against a deck like Hogak or Bazaar or something, we might be boarding in Sphinx to Tinker for Sphinx. It looks like I would probably board a Chancellor of the Annex in on the play against a counterspell based deck as a way of maybe acting as another counterspell for our turn 1 combo action. And then the very, very confusing one of Urza Saga in the sideboard. The deck creator has posted on Twitter why this card is in the deck. Basically, it is a mirror breaker. You're going to bring this in the mirror as you board into a more controlling deck. That way, if your opponent were to target you with the Undercity Informer or Spy, which is a common thing to do in the mirror, because that would mill them out, and then they would go to their turn and draw out. If your opponent were to target you, you would then mill into a Saga and not lose, and have a Saga to then win the game with taking a more controlling stance in the matchup. I don't really know if that's one of the things I personally don't really agree with. I think the percentage chance of having an Oops Mirror is fairly low, maybe not worth it. And if you are worried, you could maybe, instead of playing Sphinx, you could play a Blightsteel and put the Blightsteel in the mirror. That way you have a different Tinker plan, and also if you were to mill into the Blightsteel, you would at least mill over your whole library, just except for the Blightsteel, and then draw the Blightsteel for turn, and then you could Dread Return your Thassa's Oracle. So this is a powerful deck. This is a fun deck. It's a quick deck. Should be a nice fast league full of powerful magic. Let's see what can happen. If you'd like to see your deck played on this channel, check out the Patreon link in the description below, where you can find all the information you need to submit a donation deck list. Let's battle. Okay, here we go. Hopping right into game 1. We've got Force of Will and we've got a spy with enough mana to play it on turn 1. This is exactly what we want. We have a turn 1 kill with force backup, make our opponent beat us. Pretty exciting hand. Definitely something we want to see. Let's see what opponent has for us. We are on the draw, which has some benefits here, which is we get to see what our opponent is. Oh, boy. So, Fastbond combo. Now, that's a tough choice. Could be a bait. They might not have anything. And then we really need to be able to hold up Force of Will for a crop rotation for Bojuka Bog is what I'm the most worried about. I think I'm going to let this resolve. And if we get combo killed by like Glacial Chasm something here, then so be it. I think the biggest thing I'm worried about in this kind of matchup here is if opponent were to play crop rotation for Bojuka Bog. Because I've played this matchup now from the other side of the table. Where I was the Fastbond player, and that was the thing I was the most worried about. So I am going to play my Agadem's the Undercrypt. Sure. And I'm going to go Dark Ritual, and I have Dark Ritual, Spy, I have Force Backup, target myself, look at the cards. I have Narcomoebas. Yes. 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 I'm just gonna cast Dread Return on my Oracle. I don't think there's any reason to like therapy or anything. I feel like that's probably it. All right. So a good start. Now, you might say this matchup is kind of lopsided in terms of the combo deck, but that's not exactly the case. I have seen you get a lot of anti-graveyard cards in the opponent's deck, especially like having the main deck crop rotations for Bojuka Bog. So I'm interested in. I'm not 100% sure what I'm interested in. I don't really think I want to play a pile of negations. Could play Leyline to stop their graveyard-based land combo. I'm not really sure we need to do a ton of boarding here. Like, I don't think we need to bring in a bunch of negations. The number of counterspells we have should be sufficient. Maybe you bring in negations instead of Pact of Negation. But I'd like to be able to protect against a Crop Rot. Like I said, I think Crop Rot is something that I'd be interested in. Maybe we'll just, on the draw, we'll take out these Grief, and we'll put in a Charbelcher and just put in some Charbelchers. Opponent can play like Collector Roof, though, so there are some things there. Definitely want Mental Misstep. Definitely going to keep it in least chain. I'm by no means an expert in this deck. I'm going to probably be figuring out sideboard plans as we go, but let's try something like this. If they're on maybe my build of Fastbond, they're going to be on some Rav Traps in the sideboard, which are pretty problematic as well. Right, well, this hand has counter spells, but it does not have something good. I don't believe I played any ley lines. Let me go quickly look at this one. This is what I streamed recently. Yeah, I had 4 Rav Traps and some artifact ones for my Saga. And then the big thing is they have the crop rotations for Bojuka Bog. Okay, cool. Mulligan. This hand is missing black mana, but I'm going to keep it. I'm just going to get rid of the... I don't think we have any need for a Dark Ritual unless we drew a Chrome Mox. Or if our opponent Vigored our other lands. I think I'm going to get rid of this Vault. Maybe that's silly. I don't know. This hand is missing a mana source, but I think it's worth it. Has a force, has a counter, has a payoff, so... The only things I really don't want to force are crop rotations in response to my stuff, and sometimes Fastbond. It kind of depends on like what their current setup is. I took a little bit of a risk in game 1 in letting the Fastbond go. Wow, I got punished pretty hard there. If I had kept my Mana Vault, I would have been able to go Mana Crypt, Mana Vault, Charbelcher, and then kill them on the next turn. I am not going to play my Mana Crypt in case they have like a Vigor, and I'm not going to play my Seagate in case they have like a Wasteland, so I'm just going to pass back. So, I mean, like I said, we're going to do some amount of learning. I think that I definitely made a mistake in not keeping my Mana Vault without thinking about the fact that we could draw into Charbelcher. Whoops. I could have gotten rid of Dark Ritual, maybe. The thing about Dark Ritual is I was thinking if we draw Chrome Mox, maybe we put the Dark Ritual on it, or if we were to draw like an Agnums, then we can Dark Ritual and have enough mana to do a Undercity Informer. So they do have Null Rod in their deck, which makes... So it's probably the list that I most recently played. It's on my YouTube channel. And so the Charbelcher and the Artifact mana do get worse. Yeah, so they have Sphere as well. So now they actually have Crop Rotation. I don't think I'm stopping this Crop Rotation because I don't have anything going on. I think this is fine. I don't know what they get off of this that I would care too much about. Maybe they get a Workshop and play something. Yeah, Workshop into something. Like a Trinisphere, maybe. Like I'll force a Trinisphere. Okay. So, I mean, that was good. But, I mean, I think I would rather just force this. I don't think it's a huge deal. Now we are like a little exposed to Ravenous Trap, but it's fine. Okay, we did hit the Crypt, so I am gonna just go for it. And then, yes, Mana Crypt. This does play into Trap, but I think that's okay. Both traps, Mind Break and Ravenous. All right, so if they have a Ravenous Trap, we are going to lose this game. If they don't, then we are going to win this game. Yep, they have the Rav Trap. All right. I don't really think I'm supposed to play around it. Yeah. They had 2 pieces of interaction and we had 1 counter. I'm kind of like less on board with... I mean, Charbelchers are still good though. I think I'm just going to bring back in the Griefs and just still going for Graveyard. We can interact with a Ravenous Trap pretty easily. I don't think they have like a huge number of interactive pieces, so... We could have done things differently, for sure. If we wanted to play around Rav Trap, we could have played Charbelcher on our turn instead. Maybe even a better choice was to play Charbelcher, because if we play Charbelcher, so say we go land, Dark Ritual, Mana Crypt, play Charbelcher, and then they have to find a Vigor or a Boseiju or a Null Run. So it might have been a better choice to do that first. But also, like, you have to interact with Wasteland and a couple other things. So I don't know. It didn't seem great. Here, I mean, this looks like it's got to do something. So I'm going to keep it. Let's probe to start. See how many Rav Traps we have to beat. They have a Rav Trap, but they also have Chalice, Cage, Oof, and Crop Rotation. So they have a lot of interaction here. We do have a force for one of these. So let's see. We Chrome on a Dark Ritual, and then we cast Dark Ritual Demonic, and we go Black Lotus Charbelcher, but then we need to draw 2 mana sources, which could be challenging. If we were to go Dark Ritual, Demonic into... I mean, I feel like that's our only choice now, really. Good news is that the Rab Trap doesn't matter, and the Cage won't be mattering. The Collector Roof will matter, and the Chalice will kind of matter. I don't know if will we have to force Chalice? I don't know. We might have to force Chalice. But then Oof is a huge problem. But they don't have mana for Oof right now. They don't have green mana. So what if instead of Demonic, I just go put this on here and I go Ritual? Unfortunately, that's only... I wish I could keep a Ritual, actually. Another Ritual, right? Because I could put Demonic on here. There's like no reason to Demonic, right? Because I'm never getting permanent-based mana. There's no 3 mana card that's permanent mana, right? I'm not crazy. It's just Black Lotus. Like I could get a Mana Vault, I could get a Soul Ring. What if I got a Soul Ring? So if I put a Dark Ritual and then I Ritual and then put a Soul Ring, that wouldn't be good. Wouldn't be able to play it right away. So it is probably better to, well, if I force the Chalice, it all depends on if I force the Chalice or not, really. Because I'm going to lose this Demonic no matter what. Unless I'm missing something crazy. Let's just in case I'm missing something. So, like, if I don't force the Chalice, it makes some sense to just take the Lotus. Well, I mean, I have to take the Lotus now, right? That's the only choice I really have. Unless I go for some kind of other kill or Ancestral or something, which I'm not going to do. Okay. So I don't know how much I really like what I chose to do. The good news is that I don't have to worry about Cage and I don't have to worry about Trap. The bad news is I need 2 pieces of mana and I have to work my way through a Wasteland deck that has a Chalice and maybe an Oof coming. All right, so I don't like that opponent actually played their Workshop. Oh, they're going to do it on 1? That's weird. I don't like that at all. I mean, it stops Dark Ritual, Mana Vault, Soul Ring, so it stops 4. I'm going to let this happen. This is going to turn off their Chalice, their Crop Rotation as well. And I'll just save it for Oof. This means I can draw 0-drop artifacts. So it stops 4 pieces of fast mana. It stops all the best pieces of fast mana that are not like Mana Crypt. Oh, that's a Spy. All right. I think I would have Chaliced on 0. Does stop Chain of Vapor for what it's worth. I didn't board in a lot of Chain of Vapors though. All right, here's Crop Rotation, Dark Depths, Ravenous Trap. The minute they hit a okay, it's not great. The minute they hit something that's like Riftstone Portal, give them green mana. Collectors start coming down. I guess if they hit like a Vigor also, it's pretty bad for me. I don't know if they board in Vigor. I remember I had a hard time figuring out if I wanted to board in Vigor or not. Fastbond Stage Loam. Another one. They can activate because they can keep Collector Roof in hand. And they're going to Loam. There is a Chasm and Loams, and they pitched a Collector Roof. What is this? A Trinisphere. Damn. That's really annoying. Because I have to force it, and then I don't have force for an Oof if they find another Oof. Like, I feel like they kept an Oof, and all they need is hit Riftstone. But I don't think it's a good spot to let this resolve. So, okay. This pact is like kind of useless as well. Unless I like, they upkeep vigor and then I draw mana. Really need to draw the mana. Thassa's Oracle. No good. Nothing has really worked out for me here. So now my opponent just needs to... Oh, they hit a Riftstone Portal on their Dredge. And they kept second Oof? See if they kept second Oof or not. Or are they just going to cast Loam? They have Thespian Stage Dark Depths as well, actually. So it's only going to take them a couple turns. Yeah, this game went really badly for me. I kind of wish I had, I mean, I drew a Charbelcher, but I kind of wish I had gone more in on Charbelchers. Okay, so they didn't keep another Collector Oof. So that's good for me. Or they did keep a Collector Oof. Okay, they did keep a second Collector Oof. Okay, so I'm going to concede. I think I may have misinterpreted how to play this matchup. Good to know, though. Good to learn. All right, even in an off-stream league, we got some Absorbent 3 action. I can't imagine this is going to be an easy matchup. They play a lot of Collector Roofs and anti-combo cards, main deck Mindbreak Traps, stuff like that. This hand looks like it is mana short of being what we want. I think this... I wouldn't want to give my opponent too many turns here to play Interaction. So I'm going to go to a mulligan. This one looks a lot better. Not a lot better, but wait, we don't have Tinker Citadel, do we? Huh. So all we have is Tinker Charbelcher. Interesting. I don't know if I like that. I feel like this game is such an easy win if I have Tinker Citadel. All right, so I don't have Tinker Citadel. What can we do? We are going to put away this Cabal Therapy. And then we are going to go Ritual. We can go Ritual Tinker and put a Charbelcher in play. And then, but then we don't have... Okay, so what if we go Ritual, Demonic, Lotus. All right, so how much? Ritual, Demonic, Lotus is 6. So I think we have a Charbelcher kill, right? Oh, no. Am I one short? Am I one short of a Charbelcher kill? Because this is going to be 4 mana, and then this is going to go down to 2 mana, up to 5 mana. Tinker will be one short of a Belch. Okay. But I have 2 mana after Demonicking no matter what, right? So what is the best thing I can do? Is it just Ancestral? Is it Demonic, Ancestral? I don't know. I guess there's a lot of me not knowing. This is what I was kind of saying, though. I feel like there's like... It's a high floor, but there's a lot to learn. I kind of like the idea of Ancestral because it will give me maybe blue cards, maybe other good cards. I think I like the idea of Ancestral. Demonic, Ancestral. Ancestral with one black mana floating. We'll have 2 mana. Like if we Tinker a Charbelcher, it means we go down to 1 blue mana, and we can't even... You know, we don't even have a mana to activate Charbelcher, and it exposes us to all kinds of scary things. I don't know where. Sorry, I don't know where Absorbent 3 is. I will catch you when he comes back. Okay, we're back. I'm gonna keep. I'm gonna bottom. I'm gonna done, and I'm gonna go Mox. Dark Ritual, Demonic. Like if I were to go Lotus Tinker, that still doesn't get me there, right? So let's just go Ancestral and go play a Seagate Reborn and cast Ancestral. And we can still go for like Tinker things later, but oh. Okay. Like this game may still revolve around a Charbelcher, but I think I at least gave myself a spot to have it not. I mean, maybe we could have gone no ritual and just demonic for a an Undercity Informer. Maybe that would have been better. Yeah, that's fine. I don't think I care about a Pyrostatic Pillar very much. Yeah, maybe that was better. Maybe it was better to just save my ritual, go for demonic, get an Undercity Informer, and then on the next turn, or sorry, get a Balustrade Spy, and then on the second turn go Dark Ritual, Balustrade Spy. Why didn't I do that? That was way better. I really don't want to tinker for a Charbelcher. Like I don't know. Maybe it's stupid, but I'm gonna just play a Grief. I'm so dumb. Who watches this Magic player? What are they thinking? All right, what do you got for me? Absorbing 3. Huntmaster, Tarmogoyf, Pyrostatic Pillar, Elvish Spirit Guide, Endurance. Wow. Wow. Endurance would be pretty good against our combo as well. Wow. I think I'll take the Endurance. We would have had it covered, right? With Force of Will pitching Tinker. So yeah, I do think that we were supposed to go for not a guaranteed, but a turn 2 win with Force backup. However, if they had played like turn 1 Collector Roof and we had forced it, and then they had played Endurance, that would have gotten us pretty good. Interesting that they're choosing to play Pillars instead of play actual cards. I don't know. No, I'm not hitting any mana now. I do think I've thrown this game pretty hard, but like I'm probably gonna have to force this Tarmogoyf, though I guess casting this Tarmogoyf is going to cost them 4 life with my Grief in play. So we might just win this game with Grief beats, which is hilarious. Oh, they have an Abrade. Okay, well, I'm gonna counter it. They're gonna kill themselves with Pillars. That is what I've decided. Just gonna get rid of this negation at this point. Yeah, this is definitely a game where Absorbent 3 and I play Magic. I am not even going to tinker, am I? I guess I should tinker. Go to 10, go to 6. And then mana sources. Well, the game was more interesting because I played badly. They are not going to play Tarmogoyf. Interesting. Well, I didn't draw a mana source. And this thing is like super unblockable. AKA Menace. We both have no life left. Maybe they're like they can't cast like a pyro or anything either, so all right. They've died to their own pyrostatic pillars. That was definitely really stupid. I am gonna bring in Sphinx here. Probably a chain. Grief looks pretty bad, and then I don't really like negation actually, so I think we'll just bring in like some number of Charbelchers. I don't know, something like this. I don't know how much you're allowed to like trim graveyard stuff. Man, I have got a long way to go. All right, battling again. Doing it again. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? I have a force. But ooh, man, it's freezing. We're missing mana, and we only have 2 mana. Don't have black mana. Like, do you put this hand back? I don't know the answer. I can't imagine with a force I'm supposed to put this hand back, but I could definitely see where we could go wrong here. Like, it's not a high power hand, right? So it's hard to say that this is a hand you want to keep. Scooz your daddy. Scooz is pretty good against Spy, but if I just ignore Scooz and go for a Charbelcher kill, I think that's fine. Though Charbelcher kill, I can't protect from Boseiju as well, so there's some problems there. But I think I would rather... Good God. I was going to say, I'd rather, with my Oracle in hand, go for a... I would rather go for a Charbelcher line, especially with no black mana and Oracle in hand, so... The problem is... Oh, there's Boseiju. Okay, it's good for us. Yeah, Collector Oof. I'm going to just get rid of the Oracle and go on the Charbelcher life. Looking for 1 mana to play Charbelcher next turn. We are not protected from Vigor now, is something that we can be worried about. Technically, even though my opponent has no mana up, they can have Elvish Spirit Guides for Scavenging Ooze. So if I had the ability to play that this turn, I probably would. If I could just go for it, you know? The good news is if I go for a Charbelcher... Oh, wait, I can't go for it because I don't have a Thassa's Oracle anymore. Okay. That does, in fact, kill Charbelcher. So we are probably going to need extra mana. A black source so I can play Dark Ritual would give us 6 mana, which is 1 mana short for Charbelcher. Maybe a Lotus would be a nice one. A Narcomoeba. I will cast this Narcomoeba. Oh, maybe not. Maybe I'm not supposed to cast this Narcomoeba. Maybe I'm supposed to hold it in case I draw another force. I could see that being true. This game went really badly. I don't know if I am getting punished for a bad keep or if I am, you know, I was okay and I just, things went badly. Lightning Bolt my Narcomoeba. You got it. How did you know? Okay. Sure. Why not? That does give them extra damage on their Scavenging Ooze, which honestly, I hope I lose to. It If my Narcoviva kills me, I mean, it has to, you know, eat enough to make it worth a lightning bolt. So, we did hit this crypt. Again, we have to do it all in one turn. So if I were to play the script and take 3 and play Dark Ritual, I would have 6 mana and not enough. So what I'll do is I will play the script and I will not pay life. And I have 4 mana and I need to hit 1 more mana next turn to go all in on Charbelcher. Which seems pretty reasonable, actually. All right. Chalice on 1. Well, that is a bad draw for us. That is so bad for us. God. All right, I guess we're going to be playing some creatures here. Playing some 2/3s. Chalice on 1 means we have to draw a Black Lotus or Lion's Eye Diamond. All right, well. Let's play a Balustrade Spy, and I have to target a player. Okay. I will fuel your Scavenging Ooze, I guess. And I did. I successfully fueled their Scavenging Ooze. That is going to become the Abyss very shortly here. Yeah, I pitched the Thassa's Oracle, and I don't really regret it, but it definitely makes my life harder. Oh my god. Okay, they found a Scooze Your Daddy too. Not a Scooze Your Daddy. This is a Collector Roof. This is a Scooze. This is another Scooze. I'm gonna lose to Absorbent 3, aren't I? I can't believe we got Chalice on 1 the turn before we were going to Charbelcher kill our opponent. So the problem now is my Balustrade Spy milled my opponent into a creature, so I can't actually block and kill the Scavenging Ooze. So that's bad. Maybe how many I can't even activate Charbelcher. They have a Collector Roof in play. They have 2 Collector Roofs in play. Yeah, I mean, I got my butt whooped. It's bad for the home. I probably should block with the other one. I don't think it matters for what it's worth. Because I can't win with Charvel. Oh my god, my Chain of Vapors turned off by Chalice on 1. Okay, all right, awesome. Give me the next game. Give me the next game. I have been successfully hate bared. My opponent knew the sauce there. All right, I'm gonna bring the packs and the griefs back in, and I'm gonna go for. I don't even care about this Tinker Life. Well, actually, I'll just keep in just the Tinker for Sphinx and not the Charbelchers. I do want a second chain though, so I'll take a 1 packed out, I guess. Or is a grief worse than a pact? A grief is probably worse than a pact. I feel like I'm sideboarding all badly. But the problem is, like, it's such a minimal thing, but it's probably horrible. It's probably super bad. I mean, my opponent's turn 0 interaction is basically endurance, right? So if I have pact, it's got to be enough. Pact's got to be better than grief, right? Unless they leyline me, which I guess I'll look silly. All right, I got turn 1 with force backup, so. I mean, if they have leyline, I lose, right? So it's pretty bad. I didn't really consider that much. All right, we're out of here. Let's do it. I won't even use this Dark Ritual so that I am not getting Mindbreak trapped ceaselessly. All right, time to find out if we have 2 endurance, I guess. Why I kind of wish I had put auto stack on here. All right. I think they have an endurance at least. I mean, if they have endurance plus trap, that gets me. Okay. Narcomoebas are coming in. Oh, so one Narcomoeba's coming in. I have a force, pitching a land. Brutal. Do you have a second one? No, we got there. Okay. All right, right back at it. No downtime. Only oops all spells. What do we got? What do we got? We've got Lotus Petal, Dark Ritual, kill our opponent. No counter spell backup, but we do have a therapy. Sure. Saga Gamer. Okay. Saga Gamer, not a problem. Means less likely to get dead, flustered on turn 1 here. Though a 3-ball or a sphere would be bad. It does not look like a 3-ball or a sphere. That does mean they could spin into a force, which is not ideal, but don't have to play around Daze, don't have to play around Fluster. Makes our lives a lot easier. 4 cards in hand. Can't beat Negation if I name Will, but it's fine. Well, I can beat Negation because, well, it depends on what they negate. Okay, all right, at least we have a backup plan here. Dark Ritual. Do you allow it to resolve? Yes. All right. Cabal Therapy targeting you. I'm going to name Force of Will. My opponent is going to have Pyro, Underworld Breach, C. Yeah, I think they got baited by an Urza Saga hand. You do hate to see it, but you can't protect people from themselves. Or something. Maybe I could have played that better where I played my land and played my Mana Vault so they couldn't spin into Mental Misstep. I feel like they would have gone for Mental Misstep at any point before here if they had it. So it kind of seems silly, but I probably could have played my land to play around it though. I really need to turn stack abilities automatically on here so I don't have to deal with these Narcomoebas. If you yield only always yes, it only always yeses for that one, right? That's unfortunate. Oh, I guess they could Pyroblast to... Oh, they don't have a Pyroblast. Never mind. This Saga is just an unplayable Magic card. Why would you play a colorless land in your deck that needs colorful spell or colors to cast spells? If this was a fetch land, it doesn't matter, but... You could at least cast Fluster, I guess, off it. I don't know. No, I'm just memeing. But it is definitely a weakness. I mean, this hand looks like it could be good, right? You have the ability to spin a top, and you're going to make constructs, except the key here is you're not ever going to make constructs because you're dead. Because you didn't hold open Pyro. I mean, Pyroblast would not have saved you here, but Flusterstorm may have. Why are we walking through this? Can we play? Can we go? Can we go next? Can we go next? Dread return. Thassa's Oracle. Pew, pew, pew. Okay. All the way through. That is typically how they play, for what it's worth. It is allowable. You are allowed to do such a thing. Okay, opponent is on a Breach combo deck with Sagas. I am interested in Charbelchers and Negations, maybe? I feel like that could be right. Man, I don't know. I definitely feel I am underinformed on what am I supposed to be doing with these sideboarding techniques. I am ready to be told by my extremely competent YouTube commenters how and why I have made a blasphemy of this deck. I need water. Think it is time for the return of the fuzzy chair. Brace yourself. Winter is coming. You know, all that jazz. I could be convinced that we're supposed to be doing something else on this sideboarding life, but I think I have the general idea correct. I just don't know, like, maybe there are times you're supposed to take out some of this graveyard stuff. But I don't know when. And I didn't ask. Does that make me a bad content creator? Maybe. I'll allow it. All right, we are maximizing the usage of our stoppage time here. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? We've got... Oh, boy. That's a hand. All right. Okay. You know. I think this hand vibes. I'm down. We got a force. We got, you know, a little peak here with the Cabal Therapy. Got some fast mana, but not enough fast mana. I'm down. Oh, there's Saga Gaming. Okay. They didn't learn their lesson. How many times I gotta teach you this lesson, old man? I guess they learned their lesson. Nope. All right, well. We successfully stopped that. We don't have that long. Saga will definitely come back and, like, Needle or Tormod's Cryptos or something, so... All right, well, first things first, get out the fast mana. And then... if we hit a 1-mana source, we just jam our Spy and hope we win. If we don't, we can Therapy them. Or if we hit, like, a Dark Ritual, we can Therapy them as well. All right, now they have Colorful Mana. Hold open Pyro Fluster. Again, we can play through that fairly easily. What is this? We're not making boys? Okay, I see you. Bringing the Biforce. All right, things are looking challenging. Opponent has a lot of interaction. That is a little bit late on the force. Do I want to activate my Therapy? Feels like a reasonable use of my mana, but not a great use of my mana. The good thing about this Therapy is if it resolves and the hand is really bad for us, we can concede. Force Brain. They have Brain Freeze. Oh, they kill me. Ah, I see. I see. My opponent has Brain Freeze combo with Underworld Breach after playing 2 interact. Yeah, I mean, woo, boy. I have been vanquished. Awesome. We can concede. Okay, I think we're gonna go for the turn 0 combo kill here. And just run it with Pacts and Chancellors and Griefs. And I think we're going to go back towards the turn 0 kill life here. Try that. No Chancellor, no payoff. If we had a payoff, this hand is fantastic. But we do not. I don't think this is going to be good. Let's try mulliganing it. This hand is good. It's not great, but it's good. I think what we want to do is... I kind of hate the Tinker option here. I'm just going to get rid of the Tinker option. I will, of course, regret that if my opponent revealed a Leyline of the Void. But first, we check their hand. Then we say... They have a Force. Okay. Make them use their Force. And then next turn, we play an Undercity Informer and hope we hit a Mana Source, seeing as they have double Abrade. Yep. All right, we're definitely not going to play a Ruby. Opponent has Abrade, Underworld Breach, Saga Gaming. If we hit a Mana Source, we just win with Undercity Informer immediately. I should say a 0 mana non-land source is what I probably should say, but... Uh-oh, what do they draw? Preordain? Or do they draw Soul Guide Lantern? That would be a nightmare. Just a fetch. 0 mana, 0 mana. Oh, okay. That makes my life pretty easy. We also have access to double therapy here, so we can hit Fluster and Mindbreak Trap. I guess we have access to a therapy, so we have to hit exactly what they have in their hand, right? The good news is they can't have any forces. So this is a pretty easy Cabal Therapy. Target them, name Flusterstorm. Oh, I guess if they have Pyro, then we actually die, right? Okay, maybe I couldn't have make this play. Oh, they have Pyroblast. Oh, they messed up. They messed up. They messed up. We are so lucky. I don't know if I can actually make that play. Because my opponent could have Pyroblasted a... Oh my god, I'm so stupid. Because we didn't have a ballast, like this is not going to help because I have 0, devotion is 0, but I have 0 cards, so I still win. So here's the thing that happened. Because I had an Undercity Informer that sacked itself instead of a Balustrade Spy, it means I only, and there's no Bridge from Below in this version. It means I only had 4 Narcomoebas, which means I can only cast 1 Cabal Therapy targeting my opponent. So if my opponent had drawn for turn and hit Flusterstorm, I would want to therapy them targeting Flusterstorm. However, by sacking one of my 3 Narcomoebas, if my opponent had Pyroblasted a 3rd Narcomoeba, the 3rd Narcomoeba that was in play on the stack, I would have only had 2 creatures, and I would not have been able to pay for the sack 3 creatures clause on Dread Return. So I actually took a 50-50 and lost, but my opponent did not see the line. I hate this deck. Okay, round 4. Powerful Wizard, current trophy leader, Andy Montoya across the table. Yeah, we're gonna keep it. Looks like opponent will be on Golos Shops. Looks like they have a Gigantha. So we're probably going to have to force their first play and look for a way to win. If my opponent revokes a Black Lotus here, can we win still? Well, we have Dark Ritual plus 5 mana, Demonic 3 mana, Balustrade Spy is probably our play. So... And then we have counter backup. So I think this is fine. If we hit another mana, we can get a better card too. Tinker. I think our only option here is Undercity Informer. And we have a force backup. Pact, not great here. Unfortunately. They are going to get the Wasteland Dust, but they also have to turn off our Mana Crypt. And we have Force. And technically we have Chain as well. All right, got there. And then we're going to try this Ley Line of Anticipation plan this time. We're going to have a Sphinx backup plan this time. We are going to play negations, and then we're going to take out the negations. Probably don't want Misstep, though it does hit like Needle and all of those things. So maybe I'm off base on that. Definitely I'm not looking for Griefs. Probably am looking to be able to play some amount of Charbelcher. Probably don't want Probe here. And then try running like that. Kind of interesting. I feel like all of my board plans are probably sound idea, but maybe a certain number of cards off from being exactly what we should be doing. That's kind of how I feel when I'm doing these boardings. Oh man, I can't imagine we can keep this. If we had if we had one of these was a blue source, I probably would try with a Force of Will, but I think without it, we should just mulligan. This hand has so many problems. Like on the draw against shops, you just can't keep this hand, right? Because if they play Sphere, I guess we can theoretically play through Sphere here. It's just not pretty. And the fact that our Oracle is in our hand already means we have to do like multiple spell casts go through. We could theoretically look to do some kind of demonic tinker play with Sphinx, but we're pretty far from that too. I think this is just going to be another mulligan. Yeah, I think this is a hand I'm looking to keep. And then I'm just going to bottom the Spy and this Chrome box, and then hopefully this is going to be good enough for us. We'll see what happens. I don't know. It doesn't look good, but we're definitely a dog on the draw against shops, and Andy is a smart enough player to keep a hand that has a turn 1 interaction piece. I mean, if it's a Chronosphere, be horrible for me, but a sphere at least we can theoretically play through. Goblin Welder. That could be annoying. I mean, I don't really see us winning this game, to be perfectly honest. All our spells are going to cost too much mana. And my opponent's clock is going to be fairly quick with a Saga coming off to Needle, whichever game plan we choose to go for. So I don't really see this working unless something crazy happens. We did Multi 5. I think keeping the hand is acceptable, but it's definitely has its issues. Maybe we should look mulliganing and trying to find that crazy anticipation hand plus turn 0 kill or something. I don't know. All I know is looking for game 3 on the play. Which is kind of how this probably goes most of the time. Pretty matchup or die roll dependent matchup. I'm just off it. Let's just go next. Okay, so I'm going to take out that ley line of anticipation, and I'm going to take out negations, and I'm going to go with grief and try to kill them on turn 1. Maybe you're still supposed to keep in some negations, but I shouldn't need pact, so I'm just looking for a turn 1 kill hand, really. They shouldn't have turn 0 interaction versus me, so especially if they have Gigantha, they can't have like Wrap Trap. This hand has nothing. This hand has nothing. This hand has a kill. No force backup. So we can't get Mindbreak trapped, though, and we can't get Ravenous trapped by Gigantha. We can get Surgically Extracted. That is a way we could lose on turn 0. I think it's just Surgical is probably the only turn 0 interaction. I mean, I guess they could have Ley Lines in their deck. Haven't really been paying super close attention. If we get Ley Lined... No, they can't have Ley Lines because they have Gigantha. So they have to have a Surgical, I think. I don't see a good, compelling reason to keep anything. Just do it. I guess they could have Mental Misstep as well. Not a very entertaining or compelling game of Magic the Gathering, but that is Oops All Spells. I either win or I lose based on if my opponent has this Surgical. They will respond by Surgicaling my target. They don't have it. Oops. Look at the cards, I guess. Really, it's a deck of Magic. Okay, here we go. Once more into the Oops All Spells bridge. What do we got? Ancestral Pact. I actually think this hand's a mulligan. I can't really protect my Ancestral. I don't think I have a legitimate chance of killing my opponent with 3 cards here. If this was a force, I'd probably keep, but this looks like a mulligan to me. This is definitely a mulligan. This is definitely a mulligan. Wow. Yep. Keep. I can put... If I were to put Tinker, Seagate, and Emerald on the bottom, I can't play a Undercity Informer. So I would rather put Chrome, Grief, and Undercity on the bottom and go Emerald, Soul Ring, Tinker off of Emerald, kill my opponent on turn 2 if they have nothing. I think that's the best choice. Again, I really am not happy about not having a Citadel. Citadel, maybe Citadel is horrible and I am way off base, but man, I hate Sharp Pilcher. All right. The turn is yours, opponent. Can you stop this? Or would you like to look at the spells? This deck puts me asleep, chat. And then there's no chat. Oh no! A Ghost Quarter? Well, I certainly don't have an island. Should I have shuffled? Did I put any mana to the bottom? Okay, alright. Another prison matchup. Mana source? Nope. Alright, well, the minute my opponent plays a Revoker, we can scooper this one up. I don't know if I was supposed to shuffle or not. I didn't put thought into it, and I should have put thought into it. That's on me. 2 spheres. Still, any land does it. Any, the flipper lands. That is not it either. It's looking bad. I mean, I only have one more draw because this Saga will get a needle and then we'll die. So I have 1 draw to hit a 1 of 7 flip lands, probably. I guess technically a Lotus or a LED still does it for now. Oh, nope, we got Spyglass. Okay. I think we took a calculated risk and it did not pay off. But I don't hate the choice we made. Just draw for fun. Why you gotta be like that, Black Lotus? All right, I think I will play on. I think I'll play on. I wasn't gonna play on, but now my opponent. Because if I hit another land, no, it still costs 1 million to cast anything. I still have a chain, I guess. Yeah, well, I was thinking about it, but I wasn't gonna do it. All right, they have a main deck Soul Guide Lantern. I have 3 attacks from Construct. This is why I just wanted anything other than a Charbelcher as my win condition off of Tinker. I don't know. Maybe I'm just stupid. It's definitely possible. All right, what can I accomplish? Well, I'm just going to cast this because I don't really know how it's getting better. I would not like to pay life, and I would like to play this Chrome Mox, and I am going to put my Mental Misstep underneath it. I'll put my Spy underneath it. I don't know if it matters. Oh, I guess it matters if I get Wastelanded and then draw Chain. Chain's gonna cost 3 mana though, but I have an LED, but I can't play my LED. Okay, I did get Wastelanded. I should have put the Mental Misstep underneath it. Wait. Okay. Okay. I have something else. Okay, I'm just. Oh, I definitely was supposed to put Mental Misstep because of Wasteland. It's possible I was supposed to hold that land. That's also pretty reasonable. See, pedal. Okay, all right. Died anyways. Yeah, I mean, it was a game of Magic that I played 1 turn. It was a nice turn. It was a nice turn. All right. On the play, I want Sphinx. And I don't really feel like I need packs, right? Just in case of... do they play Leyline anymore in prison shops? I don't think they've ever played Leyline. I don't really know. I am no expert. You could say I should look it up. Which you're probably right. Anyways, on the play. Can I win? Survey says, yep. Nope. I don't have a black source? What? I was like so ready to keep this Force of Will turn one hand, but there's no black source. Oh no. That is bad. It is very bad. Don't like that. Huh. Interesting. Sorry, something just popped up. Oh, that's small again. Why? Is this what we want to do? I think this is what we want to do. So we go Dark Ritual, Undercity Informer, then we have to force anything that matters towards stopping our Undercity Informer kill on the next turn, which is like Revoker, anything, really. And then we will Undercity Informer ourself, and then we'll Therapy ourself as long as we don't draw a Narcomoeba, and we will be able to pitch our Thassa's Oracle. And then we'll be okay. But if my opponent has 2 pieces of interaction, we lose. I can't force this because my opponent could have, land something. Which is bad, though, because it gives them 3 mana to play 2 pieces of interaction. Thorn. I don't know. Force it. Second piece of interaction. No second piece of interaction. Maybe that means they have a graveyard hate card. Can't do much about that. I'm just going to go for it. That's what we're here for, right? Surprising they had only 1 piece of interaction here. Oh, I did not mean to click through that. Therapy, target myself. Name Thassa's Oracle. Thassa's Oracle. And then Dread Return my Thassa's Oracle. Looks like it worked. I feel very lucky. All right, now things get tricky. On the draw, we're going to bring that Leyline of Anticipation back in. We're going to take these Griefs out. Let's get those more negations in. Probably need Chain of Vapors. Some number of Chain of Vapors, at least. Do we take anything else out? What can we take out? I feel like we want all the fast mana. I don't know. You're probably supposed to trim some part of the graveyard combo, but I don't know how to do that. So I'm going to continue being a fish. Like I is. This hand does not cast spells. Well, again. Come on. Where's the Leyline of Anticipation hand? So this is Awakening plus Chrome Mox, giving us Demonic for Lotus. That's probably not good enough on the draw. Like, we probably want a force hand, right? None of these have been hands that win the game, so Okay, this has force. Yep, keep. So I'm going to bottom this, and I'm going to bottom... I have to keep Chromox for either play. So I think I would rather put... oh, wow. I think I'd rather put the Spy and just go for a Sphinx. And then I think I'm just going to have to draw a Moxen. Because I think I'm going to have to force their turn 1 no matter what, right? I think we'll just high roll for a Moxen here. If I had kept the Chromox, I could have... All right, so if I hit a Moxen, I can get a Sphinx. That's our way through. So this would have worked for a Spy as well, but it would have made us more likely to lose to Graveyard Hate. Whereas this doesn't lose to Graveyard Hate, it loses to like an overpowering Shop's Draw. Guess I lose to Tabernacle, so I guess I lose to Golos by doing this. If they kept in Tabernacle, which I don't know if you would. So there's a Soul Guide Lantern. I was worried about like my opponent going turn 1 Sphere, I counter Sphere, and then they play Soul Guide Lantern. That's definitely something that's happened before. I think the way I lose this game is very likely if my opponent has a Golos and kept in Tabernacle. Which I don't know if they would keep in Tabernacle, but I have to attack 4 times with this Sphinx, which is not the fastest clock. I guess I will play this tapped to prevent, I don't know, top deck, and even top deck Tabernacle for a turn doesn't do it because my opponent has Wastelands. But if they were to go like Ancient Tomb Tabernacle, this still wouldn't work for me, but I would have to draw another Moxen to beat Tabernacle. Chain of Vapor. Don't think that works because my opponent's Tabernacle will not be a non-land. Oh, they haven't hit anything though, so Chrome Mox. I will play a Chrome Mox. That will protect me from Tabernacle. I should win it, I think. We're gonna go 4-1 in a league where I think I played objectively below par. Wait, no, below par in golf terms is a good thing, right? But if we say par is average, let's just say I played bad, okay? Let's not sugarcoat it. Let's just say I played badly, and I got a 4-1, and the deck is powerful. This is a true statement. I don't even think we had good matchups, really, right? Like I don't think our matchups were super convincing. I mean, all the matches went to 3 games, I guess we should say. No one has properly answered her favorite riddle. Why should I spare your life? I'm asking this to you now, Golos Shops player. Why should I spare your life? All right, well, the floor is high. The floor is very high. Very easy 4-1 with this Oops All Spells deck where I'm probably not even sideboarding particularly well or mulliganing particularly well. So I didn't think it would go that well. I guess we were really one spell off in every match from losing. So you are definitely living on a knife's edge of variance here where the smallest of factors will go from an 0-5 to a 4-1. I'm always going to take the 4-1 and be happy about it, though. Thank you to Nameless for sponsoring the stream. If you want to see your deck played on this channel, check out the Patreon link in the description below, where you can find all the details you need to submit a donation deck list. New vintage videos Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I'll see you then.